Are you looking at me?
I don't know. So this guy stole money from the Yakuza.
I just feel like that's the guy who's gotten beaten by the back of the head with a bat a couple times. Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone Face Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of Durarara. Once again, thank you to Master Detective for sponsoring these episodes. We don't have any comments to go through, but we do, as always, have a board. And I have done something here that I have started implementing on my solo reaction stuff, which is I have listed a number of board changes. Another notepads I've written down my board change log. I've changed the black line between Seiji and Mika to purple, much to your distaste.
Yeah.
I've added a red line between Mikado and Nami, because obviously, you know, they had their encounter. That was 2 episodes back, so it's kind of also a catch-up. I remember there was lines that I forgot to add. I changed the green line between Celti and Shinra to purple. Again, another one that you hate. And added a black line between Mikado and Seiji. Seiji apologized, but I'm not sure that that's friendship or being allies.
Pretty much. I mean, let's see. Red line. There's a red line here too. Jisoo. Yeah, okay.
He stabbed him multiple times with pens.
Yeah.
Why is there what?
No, I now remember that. So yeah. That's a thing. What was the last time that happened? Oh yeah, the mix chess go whatever game this guy was playing. Get his name.
I literally don't think he was playing Go.
He was talking to
I'm having a hard time remembering the name of the game he was playing. I mean, there was chess pieces on the board, but there was also another set of pieces on the board that I cannot remember the name of. It's very much like chess, but it's not chess.
No, it's not like chess.
For I guess people in the audience who know like Naruto better, they played at Naruto all the time.
Nami. He was talking to Nami. It's like, oh, you gotta be afraid that they're gonna take you out now that the American company's taking over your father's company, so or your uncle's company, whichever. And that he has the head now, which I guess
Shogi. Shogi is the name I couldn't remember.
Yeah. Shogi players. It reminds me of Persona 4, where there was a character who was wanted to be a shogi master. Anyway, not important right now. Yeah, and by the way, how did he get the head though? Because it was supposed to be securely secured. No, wait, no, the head was in the apartment. What's his name? Apartment. Seiji's apartment. So I guess he stole it from there.
Or he didn't steal it at all.
I mean, he didn't steal it at all.
I said, or he didn't steal it at all.
Exactly. What do you mean by that?
Or yeah, I mean, what do I mean by that? I mean, maybe he didn't steal it. Maybe he was given to him
by Nami.
Maybe we didn't see the handoff transaction.
Yeah, I'm still thinking that he's not human.
I think he is.
No, I think he's not. Either he's an extreme psychopath, or he's not human.
So he's an extreme psychopath then. Yeah. I don't think you're applying the Occam's. Well, I don't know that you can apply Occam's razor to anime, but I don't think you're applying the Occam's razor to anime.
No, I'm not.
What's easier to say that he's a little bit crazy or that he's not human? I think, well, he's in human form. He operates in human society. He has a backstory that's filled with just normal human shit. Seems more likely that he's human.
Yeah, it seems like it, but the fact is that Celti exists, and that throws everything for a loop.
I don't think it does. Because Celti is herself, I'm going to use the word exceptional because I can't think of the word I wanted to use. Oh no, maybe I meant to say Celti is an exception, not exceptional, an exception, and that nobody else on the board except for maybe one other person isn't human.
Because the way I would understand it, he's trying to play sort of a god of mischief role, right? Messing with people, seeing how far you can push them, relishing how they react,
Right.
playing his own game. But so I think he might be, and also he mentioned,
So you'd rather think that he's Loki than just a guy
yeah,
who gets his kicks messing with people.
yeah, I do, in fact, because I can understand that he's driven by rules that other people might not, divine rules that don't apply to normal mortals. Because the moment he's just a mortal, he just deserves to get shot at the head and get rid of, and that's it.
Now remember that I know nothing about this show other than the things that we've seen, other than I guess maybe the little bit more that I know that I've watched the first few episodes,
Mm-hmm.
and I have no idea. I have to imagine you didn't go out of your way to catch up on the 5 or 6 episodes that you missed.
No.
Yeah, so in that I know just a little bit more, but I don't know the answers to any questions that you might have. So if I say that sounds dumb, that's just from me.
Mm-hmm.
There's no speculation about what the show might be doing. But lessons, that sounds dumb.
Yeah.
Now,
Well.
if by the end of this we're like on the edge of our seats because it turns out everyone was like a fucking god and that's why they were all in color, and then, this turns into like Ragnarok and we're telling the story of how Isaiah is leading the Blue Giants against, you know, it's like, well, maybe I was wrong. But right
Oh.
now, Isaiah is like connections to the mafia or the Yakuza, or one of those,
Mm-hmm.
and is just some guy who's really quick and has a knife.
Yeah, but the thing is that Dullahan are supposed to be Irish, and he's talking about Nordic tradition, like if they're one and the same. It's like that doesn't seem to fit. That's how he conceptualizes it. But
So the fact that Celti exists, that Doulahan exists, means that all supernatural creatures can exist now in your mind.
I mean, it opens the door to that. After all, Dullahan is part of a tradition, So it's like, oh, if like pixies are real, it's like, well, what about other stuff, right? It doesn't mean that they do. It means that it's a possibility, because before you accept the fact that pixies exist, all of that was out of bounds because it's magical and
Right. But
divine and
when
all
it
that.
comes to say, well, here's the thing: is I'm not well versed with mythology, so I can't say. Are there versions of Doulahans in other mythologies?
Probably. I mean, if they have a common Indo-European root, then yeah, probably.
Well, I mean, like certain things are like one mythology only because they're so unique to the location that it comes from,
Yeah.
versus some things are so generalized or simple. Like I could see a headless rider being across many different mythologies versus, say, a very specific creature in, say, Irish mythology that lives between the channel, well, lives in the channel, for example, would be a very specific type of creature. Because I was going to say, which is what led me to mention this, it'd be different if we like saw a dragon, right? Because dragons are eponymous across multiple mythologies. They just look
Mm-hmm.
different, but we've all come up with like giant reptile of a certain body type.
Mm-hmm.
Fly, doesn't fly, whatever. They're usually sort of the same shape. So, not just typical dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, we're talking about a Doulahan.
Well, the thing is, again, it always leaves the door open. It's like, okay, because once you have a Dullahan, you clearly have the supernatural. So
You
once you
know,
open that door, I mean,
I
she's a
yeah, yeah,
headless
yeah.
woman that
But
walks
my
around.
point
Yeah.
is that what if she's not? What if she's not a reliable narrator?
What do you mean she's not right? I mean, we literally see her without a smoking
Yeah,
head,
no, I'm
and the
not
head's
debating the
somewhere
head
else.
thing. I'm debating the
Yeah,
Doulahan thing. She's
I
got
mean, she could be
amnesia.
any. She could be anything else, but she's still clearly supernatural.
Well, no, I'm saying that she could be. We're dealing with two different pharmaceutical companies that are doing nefarious shit in the background, and they are background things, but one of them is literally abducted people.
Mhm.
Uh, just could be some sort of weird experiment thing. For all we know, she's actually just a cloud of nanites. Like, it doesn't have to be supernatural. The fact that she also has amnesia, barely remembers where she comes from, searching for something that she doesn't know where to find it. I don't know. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be. And the fact that there's no other supernatural creatures identified could imply that it's not actually supernatural at all. Again, our
Yeah, we
point of
have.
reference is one, and that's not a good.
I think we do have more than supernatural because we have a guy who can feel pain and has super. Two guys have super strength. One has super speed, right?
Well, he's really fast. I don't know if he's got super speed.
Or
Like, yeah,
close to
couldn't
it.
say that he's no any faster than a really good boxer, right? Also, the
And
guy who is the guys who are super strong
mhm.
kept winding up in the fucking hospital because they were breaking their all. One of them did. We don't see much of Simon, backstory wise, but our other guy broke his bones constantly because he was too strong and didn't have like that argument about having super strength and not super endurance or anything.
Yeah, but still, I mean, the fact that you have super strength that way that he can throw like light poles and shit like
He
that,
could
it's
have like a testosterone imbalance or a steroid, like a artificially steroid. There's scientific reasons he could have this. I'm not saying the like anime scientific reasons that he could have this. It
yeah,
isn't.
but
He didn't get like
again,
they're gonna radiated by gamma rays one night.
the show has to this point said that clearly this is a Dullahan and it's supposed to be you know mythical in some way. Now, unless they introduce clear information against that, like, oh no, by the way, we created a Dullahan in the lab for whatever reason, then it's supernatural. Unless others, well, it's proven. Like the motorcycle that it's also a horse. I mean,
It's a motorcycle that makes horse noises.
yeah, and the scythe that comes out of nowhere, right? I mean, come on.
You have to have a level of incredulity, I think, when it comes to anime and mysteries. That
I mean, I
sometimes
go.
things aren't what they appear to be. Hey, I know you're not into solving mysteries. We've covered this.
I mean, I'm into a point, but I'm also I go with it when I'm giving. I'm not gonna
Explore
disregard
the
what I'm
space. You're
giving.
not going to explore the space. Is what you're not going to do.
There, I'm exploring the space within the space given. If I'm not given anything that suggests otherwise, then I have to go with that until they show me
I'm
more
exploring
data.
the space and looking out the windows at the same time. I want to know what's here, and there's nothing off of the table. I think I mentioned this before. This is why I wouldn't make a good Sherlock. Is that Sherlock is always like, once you eliminate everything, whatever's left, no matter how crazy, whatever the phrase is, it has to be the truth. It's like I would never eliminate anything. Like, well, it seems unlikely that he got in here without tracking mud on his shoes, but I suppose he could have worn bags on his feet and then thrown the bags away. Everything is still possible. There's no way to eliminate anything.
or teleport or something.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not going to go crazy. I'm just saying, like, he had 3 pairs of shoes. There's like logical explanations for how a thing could happen. Or he pre-planned this and he had a pair of shoes at the house waiting for him that would be clean. What was it? Usual Suspects? No, 7, where he kills guys earlier in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Then has to go home at some point, change his clothes,
Mm-hmm.
and then do a thing, and then shows up at the police station later with his bloody clothes, implying that he also went back home, put the bloody clothes back on, so that he could turn
Mm-hmm.
himself in.
Mm.
The shit that has to happen off screen to make scenes make
Yeah.
sense.
Mm.
So you would say, why would he pull back and put his bloody clothes back on? That didn't make any sense. I don't know. Maybe he had 3 pairs of shoes. It's like nothing is off the table.
I just go with what the information I'm given. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I guess that makes things more fun for you. Well, I mean, like, if you're only dealing with the stuff that's given and not thinking about everything else that's possible, then weird rug pulls can get you. And that's probably going to make things more interesting and fun to watch. But I'm just constantly guessing that everything that could exist in the universe, then,
Yeah, but the
that's one of
problem
the
is that
70 things that I guessed.
but that's just throwing darts at the wall. Say, oh yeah, they hit the wall. Yeah, because you were throwing at them. You were not aiming at the wall, but you still hit the wall anyway.
I think a more apt analogy would be that I took a wall and I drew a bunch of dartboards on it and then started throwing darts at a wall. And some of them happened to hit dartboards.
Either way, that's my take on it. That I think he might also be. He might not be, but as a possibility, I think he might be. No. I'm talking about. I was always talking about this guy.
Yeah, but our conversation had shifted to Celti for the time being.
Yeah, but Celti is an example. My take is still that
guy you'll never find.
No. Who was here?
Name starts with an I, if that helps you.
Isaiah?
There must be some crazy level to your Zoom because you started next to him, drifted off, came back to him, drifted off again, and then came back to him.
No, Isaiah.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Look, if you can see my mouse, you were like right here when you started. You wandered off this way, came back over, wandered off again, then came back. That's what I'm saying.
Because I was connecting it to Nami. It's like, okay, it must be connected to Nami because of what happened. But the thing is that his face in this picture is like serious, where most of the time he's grinning and going like, "Aha, I'm playing."
Well, as we've covered before, I take the images from behind the voice actor, which is no control of my part to when they, I don't know what part of the show the images come from.
Yeah.
It's only when I have to like take a screenshot and then edit the screenshot to be the picture size that I use on the board that they look any different. All right. Anyways, I did have at least one note. I guess a sort of funny thing to consider, but Mikado accuses Nami of being an accessory to murder and demands that she come clean about it and turn herself in, when in fact, I guess she's only really an assisting... choking up a bit. I guess she's only really guilty of assisting an assault victim who then didn't want to pursue any recourse. Nami was laughing it off, as she was really under no threat.
Still weird, though. No, the whole situation is weird, but...
All right, well, I guess with that insight, let's go ahead and get into it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
I should also mention that, well, you clicked the title, you know. But I guess for lesson's sake, we're watching episode 12.5, which is actually a special episode.
Oh, yeah.
A DVD only episode, as it were. I also believe it's an anime only, I believe.
Yeah. Also, it has nothing to do with the manga, then.
I believe, by definition.
Yeah.
I was specifically bringing it up because when I was reminding myself of everything that had happened, even though I think we watched the last episode just last week, I guess behind the scenes here, we're watching these two in the same month instead of one month after the other, because next month our schedule will be full of movies that we're watching.
Yes.
So we're making sure to get everything done ahead of time.
Macross and Gundam movies, to be precise.
Yep. While I was taking my notes, I realized that there was a 12.5 episode. And it's like, oh, well, I was getting ready to watch episode 13 with you today. It's like, well, not skipping stuff. The idea is completionism. So, also why there's no last time on in the opening.
Yeah. Oh, great.
I don't know who's talking, so it's 10 o'clock. I guess it's him.
Oh, that's when the van got swiped.
I don't know. The van gets nicked every so often.
Oh, there you go. Now we have UFOs. Although this is supposed to be a...
Hey, it's the two people from the Dollars meetup who are apparently from Bakano as well.
Okay, she's excited for some reason.
No, she's afraid, apparently. I mean, I will say that this does look like excitement.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess without the face, you don't know.
Okay. Oh, so these are government agents, I guess,
Well,
investigating the UFOs.
no, this is 30 minutes ago. Remember the subtitle said 30 minutes ago.
Kiburo.
The fuck is this guy?
Police officer? I take
Yeah,
it?
just the scarf thing around the neck. I couldn't remember the name.
銀ちゃんとはその頃よく角刈り頼みに来てたの。でもあのお客の言う通りダメな人でね、苦労ばっかり。
俺。
これ落とし物なんですけど。
That's from her husband, or that's her husband?
I think she said husbands.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw the possessive use of an apostrophe. Nerd!
Oh, yeah, these are Yakuza.
Well, I was saying only the two guys in suits were wearing suits. The other people were... I thought one of them was a detective, the way he was dressed. See, we're going backwards in time. Now we're an hour back. Well, explains why they were dressed up like they were dressed up.
Yeah, they were in maid cafes. Okay.
Oh, I thought he was holding a shotgun for a second.
Oh, okay. So she was carrying it. Somebody took it from her. Ended up in the hands of these guys who ended up... So it's her husband's severed head?
Maybe. He did, Jin, his name was... Sounded like a mob boss or something. That or somebody was cutting money. Or, I mean, skimming money off the top.
夏祭りの三大要素はリンゴ飴と花火と浴衣美少女だからな。
Oh, so
I
now
hate
we're in
candied apples.
South.
上がれば今日はお祭り
Never had one.
I had one a long time ago, but I'm also allergic to like natural sugars. Slightly, just enough to make it very uncomfortable. That's a crazy
But
thing to
that's
say. I mean, some natural sugars.
やがて追い詰められ超能力美少女にそれを託して死ぬそれが俺の書いた小説だ
So, in your
So
point
it's-
of view, this guy is also super powered in that the stuff that he writes comes true.
宇宙人さん応答願います何のお経だよ
I mean, it's a bottle episode, so it could be just all in his imagination.
赤いカバンを天井に乗せて
Except that it's happening.
Well, we're seeing it, but it could end up at the end, it's like, oh, you know, I was writing it. Because he said, I wrote this as a novel.
Oh, now you're willing to speculate about the future.
あれを信じるのはお前らみたいに虚構と現実の
But we were told that he literally told us, oh, I'm writing this as a novel, so.
Yeah, and we were told that Shinra had a hell lot to deal with the Doulahan, and Shinra's dad and himself both work for pharmaceutical companies that are doing nefarious shit.
Yes, like the informant said, it's a black motorbike. Where'd he go? Look!
Sorry, they were speaking English, right?
Yeah, they're Japanese actors speaking English, so.
Yeah, you know, just the muffled thing that I can barely hear what's going
Yeah.
on, and I talked over the beginning of it, so.
It looks like we are tricked. I'd be there right away.
I mean, they could be from the American company.
It's right up there with Steins Gate, where he's talking to the guy in the alleyway. I'm a mad scientist, super cool. It's my boy.
Of course. That asshole.
Yeah, I always like the people you don't like, but I liked him before you even watched the show, so. I mean, it feels like it. Apparently, Americans in business suits.
これはなんだ全能の神がパクったのか消し子を登場俺の創作が目の前に展開されていた
It's just, you know that's the coolest of the bike cops that wears the red scarf.
Yeah.
I also feel like 30 minutes from now, which we saw before, there was only 2 of those guys in suits.
Shit!
警察か助かった
Oh, he gets pulled over.
Well, he's the only one that decided to stop. And there you go, that explains that one. We don't know who she's supposed to be delivering it to. What the fuck is wrong with that guy? What's wrong with your face?
Mr. K?
Like I said, that's the guy I said looked to me like a detective. But I don't know.
事実は小説よりきなりなんて嘘だ今や事実が小説をパクっているのだ
But he's not there, so how do he know it's happening?
24-hour limes?
ダメ
Yeah, he is. He's in the van.
俺はどうなる
Or you're saying, yeah, sorry, they got pulled over. I forgot.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just a running commentary about everything that's happened. Or the commentary is
she-
being made after the fact.
Is she's in love with one of these guys, right?
Yeah, Mikado. Well, Mikado's in love with her. The other guy hit on her at the very end of the last episode, and he kicked him in the face 3 hours
that
ago. Yeah, remember the rooftop lunch scene?
thing. Yeah.
何金が盗まれただと
But remember, his friend also could be money in the bag.
そこに置いといたんです
But remember, his friend also hits on just about every girl. Also has an ex-girlfriend in the hospital that Isaiah also visits.
Mhm.
So, but the board is so complicated. Are you looking at me?
I don't know. So this guy stole money from the Yakuza.
I just feel like that's the guy who's gotten beaten by the back of the head with a bat a couple times. I wish that the subtitles were in English, even though he's speaking English.
Yeah.
So ironically, I have no idea what the fuck he's saying when he's talking in English.
池袋の風習でお祭りに女性が浴衣着てくると全員タダになるからって。
Oh, it gets in her way. Okay. Sorry, I misread that.
そういうお店も世界のどこかには一軒くらいあるかもしれない。
私帰ります。
メガネっ子美少女がその胸の出っ張りを強調する浴衣姿で目立たないわけがないという。
Oh, now you sound like that teacher at school
Yeah.
who's molesting some people.
そこのあなた超ラッキーですわよ。はい。本日コスプレ美少女同伴のお客様は1名様に限りドリンク
Cosplaying beauty? She's just wearing yukata.
俺の言った通りだろ。全員無料には程遠いけど。
Think about it though, if she was cosplaying, you'd be insulting her.
Yeah.
俺は悪くない。こうしなきゃあの化け物に殺される。悪いのはあいつだ。
Also, yeah, remember there is a monster wandering the alleyways,
Ah.
slashing
guess-
people, but that doesn't kill them, it just slashes them. Well, we kind of know it's just a girl, the detective girl's daughter. She's on the board. At least I think we know that. I'm pretty sure we know that.
He's like, okay, keep it. Yeah. He's wearing dreadlocks.
Yeah, he's a normal character in the show. That's Tom, I believe.
So she's telling her story to everybody, right?
Well, remember, we're in the past.
Yeah.
So these are the first people she's telling the story to.
So far.
Yeah, see, it is Tom. He works for Tom because he's basically the muscle, and Tom like collects money from people.
差し上げます。すみません。また切れそうになったので。
Tom also has hung out with Shinra in the past too, I believe, when they were younger. I thought that said Rapeco. It's on the very. If they show the sign of the building again, look at the far right.
Yeah. Let's keep going back in time even further.
Oh, Jin.
So he's Jin.
Yeah. Is that her?
Apparently. Oh boy.
Is it her?
Yeah, it is her.
I'm so used to seeing her so dressed up that it's hard to tell. Oh, called him by his brother's name, I think, who has a complicated relationship. Well, Team Rocket's blasting off again.
地雷踏んじまったな。
今宇宙人が空を見た見てねえ。
なんだこれ。
さっきの宇宙人の落とし物。
だね
その中には人類を滅ぼす超兵器が入ってるっす。開けちゃダメっす。
I mean, to be fair, you could. You have no idea.
しないっすね。
宇宙人が旅行でも行くのか。
空から降って
Okay.
きたのが美少女ではなかったことだけが小説とは違っていた。
So Celty was going to return the dude's bag to him,
I guess.
but nobody knows what's in the bag, so they're all about to attack Celty for it.
I guess there are two bags. One with, oh, here comes the aliens.
No, it's a TV show.
The TV show.
I'm gonna guess V. I guess why Celty is afraid of aliens.
痛いよセルティ。突然何をするんだい。
よかった。本物のシンラだ。
Oh, she believes it.
That's what I said, she's afraid of aliens. We know that from the very beginning. The very beginning, which is actually the end, as it turns out.
怖い相手ならなおさら知っておかなければ、いざという時対処できないじゃないか。
いざってどんな時だい？やあ、運び屋さん。仕事だよ。
Isaiah? Back to half an hour ago. Yep, I was right, Isaiah.
簡単かつ安全な仕事だ。
どういうことだ、ミスター K。あんたら俺らを出し抜いたのか。
What are you talking about? That hours. 若頭、あれを。
Oh, he knows Japanese, but responds in English.
Shiki-san.
It's a real problem now, Mr. K. The goods were promised to us.
I'm terrorist, but...
ふざけやがって。やっとれ。
Covered in paint?
Yeah.
I don't want to trouble, Mr. Shiki. We will deal with you.
Why? Why are they splashing with paint?
Oh, well, because they turn off the lights so they can see. The people splashing with paint can be seen, but the guys who are not splashing paint are not. So this one has a.
絶滅したと言われていたが、いたんだね。
連中は動物専門の密輸団でしてね。高く売れるんですよ。特にこんなのは。
ところがミスター K が裏切って角弾みに売ろうとしたから、先手打ってここにおびき寄せる作戦を
With
立てた。
some guy's luggage.
Yeah, this feels like something taken from Cyber. Well, I guess Cyberpunk 2077 came after this. So, for those who know, the introduction to 2077.
まさか生き物を生物と呼んだのか。
まさに事実は小説よりきなりってね。
Which is a different movie.
角弾みのことですが。
No, I'm talking about a video game.
I'm not talking about what you're talking about. I'm talking about the show.
Oh.
They said it's Truth is Stranger Than Fiction, which is the name of a movie.
さて、こっちはどう使うのか。
No, that bag was full of money, which means there's 3 bags floating around right now.
Yeah.
金を取り返してくれたのか。
Zaya is a info dealer. Does they just set everybody up?
夏休みになると学校ねえし、その気になればずっと会わないでいられるだろう。それで今日誘ったんだね。来年も再来年も夏は来るが、その時
Oh, cool. Turns into a high school anime.
Yeah. Well, they are in high school, so.
Well, yeah, but we're never there.
Mhm.
We haven't seen the high school in forever. With its molesting teacher that's doing all that.
Good.
お前らと少しお祭りにして思い出にしたかったのさ。
平和島静雄ってのはドイツだ。
Well, they're about to get your ass kicked.
てめえか。うちの金盗み出したのは。何言ってんだ。カバンを取り戻してくれた情報屋が教えてくれたんだよ。
Zaya and this guy. That back and forth is fun.
社長、いいっすか？
Just deal with them.
I mean, oh, there you go.
Oh,
Not a UFO at
okay.
all. I was about to say they got off lucky because I remember the first guy we saw that guy punch literally got punched out of all of their clothes. They flew across the street, was naked, getting back up.
最終兵器は UFO が回収し、街は平和を取り戻す。日常の裏側で激しい戦いがあったことを。
And this guy did nothing, I guess. Well, he must have owed money because Tom was there. She does clean up well.
It's a lizard.
No, it's his stuff. That's the food right there on the top.
Oh,
そして物語は一節の死とともに終わる。
Assuming that was his to begin with.
すなわち
probably was.
神は天に言いまし。
God in his heaven is right with the world, yeah.
こともなし。
I heard that one before.
Yeah, I know. He just said it was a poem.
I just don't. Well, I don't remember which poem is it because I read it. In high
I'm
school.
pretty sure I've seen like plenty of a sci-fi movie that'll end with that. It's that or a Christmas movie, ironically, considering the recording date on which we're doing this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, not bad. Not a bad episode.
Just weird.
Not really. I mean, especially, God, I don't remember when this came out. When did Memento come out?
Memento? I don't know. 2011, 2012, I think. Let me
So
see.
then I think this would have come out before Memento.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. That's, I was just saying it's not that weird because we've already experienced media like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would have come out 2010 in Japan.
Mhm.
This episode specifically.
Yeah, yeah.
And Memento came out in 2000, which is what I was thinking.
Mm.
I mean, it's not one for one. Obviously, this is nowhere near
No.
the framing that Memento had. But I just mean that the weird timescape framework of storytelling,
Mhm.
not unusual.
彼女の日常、そこでは何も起きない、何も変わらない。街では日々何かが生まれ、何かが消えていく。
Oh, was he back?
次回、
Guess so.
直下。
Sudden twist.
See, now the thing is, I don't know if Sudden Twist is there's two not OVAs, there's two special episodes on the DVD release. I don't know if that's the other one or if that's episode 13. So
One way to find out, I guess.
Yep. Wait a month.
No, I was like, search Wikipedia, but yeah.
Well, why? Why would you do that?
To see if it's an OVA or
Yeah, that would
a regular
spoil.
episode.
You could just wait a month and find out when we watch it.
I mean, we can search the Wikipedia.
Okay, here's an element of something that I hope is understood, which is to say there is an element of me being a wall for you not to be spoiled by stuff.
Okay.
That the only person who should be looking anything up like that would be me to try and find out the watch order so that you don't get that forward information to be spoiled by anything.
Okay, but finding out whether it's an episode, regular episode, or OVA.
Because God knows what you're going to see when you're Googling this shit. You already told me something that then the comment section went on about for Gundam Seed that we should not know. By doing what? Googling shit. So, I
was trying to figure out the characters that I didn't know about.
Right, that's what I'm saying is that you did wander into a spoiler, though.
It happens.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to negate as much of that happening as possible, which means that if there's like a question about like the watch order of things, or not specifically the watch order things, like putting stuff together for us to watch.
Yeah.
That I'm the only one exposed to that shit because I also really try hard not to see stuff. Like there's times where I'm like looking at the screen trying to like either get an image for a thing or getting the watch order where I'm looking that way because of the peripheral I can see what needs to be seen. Well, there's plenty of times where I'm trying to verify if the episode that I have is the episode we're trying to watch, where I'm doing this to try and, okay, this thing says the first thing they're doing is like in a tree. Okay, I don't want to read the subtitles. That looks like a tree, so I'm guessing this is the right episode.
That seems a little extreme.
What do you mean? What do you mean? This is a reaction channel. If you go into this having cheated, you're cheating everyone who's looking to watch your reaction.
No, I know that.
My
but
worry
it's just
sometimes
like,
lessens, and to be super honest with you, my
you're
worry...
like this, that you go like this all the time.
What do you mean all the time? I'm saying so I don't see the subtitles. So I don't get spoiled for what they're talking about in the episode while I'm trying to verify if I'm on the right episode. I'm not sitting here for 30 minutes like, I guess that's the right episode. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to see what they're talking about because if they're saying something like in the first minute, that's all, oh my God, this episode's about that? I don't want to be like, to lose that.
No, but okay, well, I guess. I mean, there has to be ways of checking, like, although titles can also spoil as well, to a degree. It's not impossible. I mean, there's a difference between deliberately looking for spoilers and spoiling yourself and accidental spoilers.
Yeah, but accidental spoilers can be just as bad as intentional ones. If you're, like, looking something up and in the Google image section, you see someone's fucking dead, and it's like you didn't know that they were going to die, boom, ruined. And you never know what's going to happen in the first minute of a show. So if I'm like, this thing says, this is like the first sentence, and I'm just trying to verify the first sentence to see if this is the right thing or if I need to go find something else. And they, for shock value, oh, looks like Mikado got stabbed to death by the crazy woman in the back alleys. Fuck! Can't pull back from that. So, avoid.
I guess I'm not as concerned for spoilers because I still want to watch it in order for the context. Like, oh, you think you got spoiled? It's like, oh, that thing that you thought happened was not like that at all. There's a completely different context, but you jump to conclusions because you saw one image. It's like, oh, that guy has to be dead. It's like, no, he should end up in the hospital, or he's the wrong guy.
Depends on what kind of anime you're watching or how the show wants to shift. That's what I'm saying. You can't spoil yourself for that shit, though. Also, I don't know, man. Again, this is a reaction channel. Our insights and our context and all that shit, that's in our thoughts section. That's the notes area, etc.
True.
Yeah. We're not here to be smart during the parts where we're watching the show. That's where it's acceptable to just let yourself go and figure it out there. We talk that through in the post, which is right now, or in the before, where we try to figure out the stuff that we had like a week to think about.
True.
Yeah. So.
But, I sometimes, I'm not saying that I'm deliberately looking for spoilers because that defeats the whole purpose. So there's that. And I would try to avoid as much spoilers as possible because I don't, but something like I want to watch the watch orders, like, well, there's list of watch orders. So,
Yeah, but we're not talking about specifically. Okay, maybe I was being hyperbolic when I was bringing up, like, don't look up the watch order. Well, I mean, don't, though. But what I'm talking about here is, like, I'm talking about a 12.5 episode, which is a special episode on the DVD release, which involves a little bit more research and figuring out what episode it is and if I have it or not. Versus, okay, I've got all the episodes and this is this thing, so, it's on a list. Yeah, there's a little bit more involved. I have something called specials, and they're not it's not labeled 12.5. It's actually labeled Season 0, Episode 1, which is like, what the fuck is that? So I'm trying to verify, and I have 2 of those, and I know that there's 2 specials on the DVD, or there's 2 special episodes on DVD, but I have to make sure that this isn't like special OVA episodes that aren't on the DVD. There's verification that needs to be happening here. Otherwise, I might like, well, maybe this is it. Send it to us, and it turns out to be a post season special, and I fuck up everything. You know, like I said, I have to be verifiably sure that what I'm going to have us watch on a on a specific day doesn't like ruin the whole show or ruin a surprise. Or what do you mean they're married? You know, like what the fuck?
Yeah, I try to avoid that as well. You know,
What does mean that I'm
trying.
trying
Although
to?
sometimes, again, weird me because that's just the way I think, and not the reaction thing. I'm talking about outside of the reaction thing. I've watched things that are definitely spoilers, but they're so interesting. And I'm like, I want to watch this. I want to read it because I want to know how they got to this point, right? Like the whole they got married. It's like, okay, why these people and how they got married? I want to see everything to let to the point to get when they got married because that's that's the fun part. Yes, I know they're gonna get married, but there's a whole question of okay, who are they? How they got together? What happened? How close were they to not getting married? This is something they just simply walked into and got married, or is it like was a big crisis and kind of stuff like that. So yeah, I get the whole spoiler situation, and you don't want to spoil it, especially because you want genuine reactions. Well, that's the whole point. But at the same time, in the media space that we're working on, especially when you have to look at stuff like the titles, you're gonna get spoiled a little bit. So you got to have like a cushion. It's like, yeah, it's gonna happen, but not to the point where it's like, oh, completely ruins the experience. Because
I don't
in many
know.
ways,
It depends on the show. It depends on the show. Like Gundam, like when I do the schedule, right? I had to put the schedule out, which is to be like 4 episodes ahead. So, like back in the day, Amuro desserts. Like, oh, what the fuck? Like, and obviously, I get the title of the episode without seeing anything about the episode. But sometimes the episodes are titled in a way that doesn't leave much to the imagination.
True. I mean, I did say titles can spoil. Okay, I'm gonna give you a great example. Episode 36, Macross, SCF1 Macross. Of course, I watched the series under another title, and I knew what was gonna happen, and I was waiting for your reaction. Like I was like, okay, here it comes.
They're one of those happenstance things where I'm guessing someone's dying at the beginning of the episode without knowing anything. Yeah. Pineapple salad. That sounds like a code name for something.
Yeah. No, but I was talking about the big episode.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I couldn't think in my head what episode 36 was. So I'm thinking, what's the biggest thing to me? And Roy's death, to me, was actually bigger than the destruction of the Earth. Ironic. Yeah. I don't know why, but yeah. I don't know. Yeah, my expectation of the fact that in shows like this, typically we don't do something big like destroy the Earth. So it's not, oh, it's weird how they jumped so close to the Earth and we're all the way back here. It's not, oh no, the Earth is destroyed or whatever. My thought is, okay, how are they going to close the distance? Because that's just the normal thing that happens in anime.
Yeah. We
can't do a massive change, but I guess I should have thought about, we're near the end of the show. We can do whatever big change we want. At this point, we just don't have to show it.
Yeah. But they did.
Yeah, sort of.
I mean, they did show the massive change.
Yeah, I mean, sort of. Like, they did, like, well, yeah, I guess technically. It almost feels like a different show after that point, though. So it's like...
True.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's the thing. That's the nature of change.
Sure. I mean, it really just feels like a different show after that, though. It's not... Anyway, God, I had a thought. Like I said, I try to put the impetus on if there's a spoiler and I can't avoid getting a thing for that, I try to put that on me so that, because I'm never going to tell you if I found out a thing or not. Because I want your reaction to be as genuine as possible without me fucking something up. Like, shit, I didn't want to know that. Because, I'll also do my damnedest to try and forget. Because every time you've ever spoiled me for a thing, and I've been like, oh, goddammit, you told me something about the show, and I was real angry, but I can't remember now, and we're good, because I can't remember.
Unique circumstances and all that.
Yeah. I had other thoughts. I can't remember what they are. This is also behind the scenes. Why I interrupt you all the time. I've got a shit memory, so if I don't say something within a span of, oh no, you've said like 2 topics, I'm gonna lose mine from 3 topics ago.
It's
So,
understandable.
not trying to be rude, just trying to mitigate my own shit memory.
I wouldn't be here if I minded that.
All right, well, this has been a special episode of Durarara.
The go back in time for, well, the Memento style episode.
Well, I mean, Memento was about waking up every day and having to remember what had happened. This was a
reverse
maybe
storytelling?
Tarantino movie.
Watch Dogs? No, Reservoir Dogs.
No, after that.
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, maybe a Pulp Fiction
style. Yeah.
Well, something like the Bruce Willis scene. It very much reminds me of the Bruce Willis trying to escape and what he goes through with what's his first name? Wallace's last name.
Yeah. I'm gonna go medieval on their asses.
Well, I mean that's after he saves him from the Gimp thing.
Yeah.
Being made into the Gimp thing. Anyway, I mean, that's what I felt reminiscent of here. I know we were both talking about Memento the whole time, but just using that as a reference to, I think, the most popular version of the whole memory time thing. All right. Anyway, any final thought?
You know me, I'm still holding up hope that I can actually figure out what the hell's going on.
It's not that complicated, just a lot of characters. Anyway, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?